In today's Razorback Daily, Arkansas kicks off the season with a win over Alabama A&M, and we're breaking down the highlights from the Hogs opener. It's Tuesday, September 2nd, 2025. I'm Quinn Grovey alongside my man Matt Zimmerman, and you're listening to the Razorback Daily.
All right, Quinn Grovey, Tara Talmadge, folks, thank you for joining us on the Razorback Daily today. We made you wait one extra day for a great show. We are excited to talk about a lot of everything. We're going to break down the Alabama A&M win here in a minute. We're going to get started on Arkansas State. They are also 1-0 after their win on Saturday. A lot to talk about, a lot to break down. We're going to get some good analysts from Quinn Grovey. Quinn, but before we start, folks, we got a big premiere tomorrow night, the 1-5 premiere, 1-5 being for Ryan Mallet, former Razorback great. And, hey, it's going to be a really good event. And please come out. The movie is going to start at 7:30 on Wednesday night, but you can buy tickets for this. It is really, really good. It's a nice thing. You can go to Hogs Plus on any of the social media accounts for the ticket information to come to this premiere. So good stuff. And we got a really good clip. After you see this clip or listen to the clip, for those of you listening on the podcast, I think you're going to be excited about this great premiere Wednesday night.
Donnell Smith makes the comment when Petrino looks to him, what do we do here? He said, we didn't come here to paint. That's the iconic moment. I think that personifies the train station mentality of the Petrino program at that time. Is, we didn't come here to play for second. We're going to beat LSU on our home field. We've prepared for this moment, and we've got the right play call dialed up, and we're going to hit it for a home run.
Mallet's in the shotgun. Ryan gets the snap, wants to throw. He's looking deep. He's got Joe. Touchdown, Arkansas! Adams at the goal line hauls it in, and on 4th and 3, the Hogs hit him for 39. One of the viewers who said, does Ryan Mallet, does he do things that make you go, wow? Yeah. Coach Petrino said only 3 or 4 times a game.
That's a wow.
That's a wow moment
That's
right
a
there.
Wow.
We didn't come to paint. We didn't come to paint. We came to win the game.
All right, good stuff right there. Coach Petrino's the voice. You heard, of course, Chuck Barrett. The great win over LSU in War Memorial Stadium. We'll be back there on Saturday. Quinn, the Hogs in War Memorial versus Arkansas State. It's going to be great stuff. But, Quinn, good stuff on Ryan Mallet. That's going to be good on Wednesday, and we got a lot to talk about.
Yeah, that's going to be really, really cool. I can't wait to check it out. Hogs Plus has done a nice job. Haley and the entire Hogs Plus team they do fantastic work, over there. And so this one is going to be really, really special. And I know Haley and the team has put together a lot of time and a lot of effort and working with the Mallet family. And the good thing about that, Z, you talked about purchasing those tickets. All that money is going to go to the Mallet Family Foundation, to fund free sports camps for youth across the state. So that's very cool. Ryan he's no longer with us, but he's still giving back. His family's giving back, and that's really, really cool. So I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, absolutely. Quinn, Razorbacks got the win, took care of business 52-7 at Razorback Stadium. A phenomenal, beautiful day. The high temperature was like 81, 82 degrees, which for August the 30th is incredible. Wow, the offense started fast, stayed fast, never let up, whether it was Taylon Green or KJ Jackson, just rolling down the field, scored most every possession, Quinn. Defense had the one not very good possession. It was the first possession of the year. And then after that, the defense dominated an outmatched Alabama A&M Bulldogs team. And Quinn, you were 1-0. And there's a lot of people in the country that are already reeling. There's already the folks that have lost ball games. And there wasn't a lot of people in the country that lost a bye game, a guarantee money game. Kansas State almost did. There was a few that got close to losing, but the Razorbacks took care of business. 1-0. Quinn Grovey, you had to feel pretty good. A lot of positives. Omega Blake, he's going to be a tremendous player All the receivers looked pretty good. The defense got humming very well. Quinn, what did you think about the Razorbacks' victory?
Well, first of all, when we won the toss, a lot of times you'll defer, and we decided to take the football because we have a experienced quarterback and we've got a second-year offensive coordinator. You take the football, you do exactly what you're supposed to do. I mean, on that drive, Talon was very effective. He was very decisive. The offensive line gave great protection. The offensive line did a nice job in run blocking as well, and they were able to take care of business going down the field very, very smoothly. I mean, I loved how they did it. They were very efficient, very effective in what they were doing. And then Alabama A&M, I mean, you expect Alabama A&M to go 3 and out, throw us a pick, do something. Nope. They go straight down the field and make it 7-7. And I'm going, what in the world is going on right there? But the offense comes back out and, starts to get more points. And we just reeled off a ton of points after that. But starting with the defense, after that first drive, and everybody was going, oh, man, that looks rough. After that first drive, the defense only gave up 160 yards the rest of the game. And Alabama A&M was only able to convert 1 of 12 third downs. I mean, that is really, really good. The other thing we had talked about, too, defensively is the fact that we wanted to be able to see this defensive front and this defense be able to apply a little bit more pressure. Last year, they had only 26 sacks. So against Alabama A&M, they only got 2 sacks, but they had 10 quarterback hurries. You got to love that. Now, that's just as disruptive as a sack, because they forced Cornelius Brown, their quarterback, to throw the football from a lot of different arm angles, a lot of different platforms, and that interior, that defensive front was absolutely getting busy. So give them a lot of credit for what they did. They created a lot of havoc defensively, settled in, and began to make some plays, had several pass breakups. They had 5 pass breakups. They had 6 tackles for losses. So the plays that we're talking about in regards to being able to create havoc, the Arkansas's defense did that afterwards. But everybody was still talking about that first drive. I mean, I think that first drive made everybody feel like the defense played really, really poorly the entire game, and that was not the case. Travis Williams dialed it back in, and he started bringing blitzes. There was a lot of tackle in stunts that just really caused Alabama A&M a whole lot of problems. And the secondary did just a nice job of just covering it up. And then they only allowed, Alabama A&M to average like 2.9 yards, 2.7 yards per carry. We talked about that too. Can this defense be as good stopping the run as it was last year? They gave up 3.6 yards per carry. So they really got them down to 2.9 yards per carry, which is really nice. Hopefully you can continue that trend. So defense was solid. In my opinion, just that first drive, but then offensively, man, Taylon Green just absolutely, I mean, he lit them up. I mean, Taylon was so good, 24, 31, 322 yards, 6 touchdowns, and he made it look easy. He made it look cool, calm, and collected, and he did it throwing it to a lot of different receivers. He distributed the football at a high clip to a lot of different guys. The one thing I loved about it, we talked about, what are ways Taylon's going to get better and look better? Like he's evolved the way he needs to in year 2. We talked about his completion percent. His completion percent went up to over 70%, which is really nice. We talked about explosive plays. They had 7 plays of 20 yards or more. We like that. We want to be able to see that, a little bit more of that. Continue to do that, because if you do that, then that puts you in a situation where you're scoring quickly, and you're just doing what you want to do in a Bobby Petrino offense. But they were good on third down. The offensive line did give up 2 sacks, but other than that, man, I just think that Taylor was awesome. Mike Washington was great. I mean, Mike was 9 carries for 79 yards. He averaged 8.8 yards per carry. And then Braylon Russell had 11 carries. He averaged only 3.7 yards per carry. But the receivers you talked about, Omega Blake, C.J. Brown, Jalen Brown, Raylan Sharp, Cam Shanks, I mean, all those guys did a great job. Jaden Platt slipped in there just a little bit. Cross Johnson caught. Andres Poshka caught a touchdown. I mean, everybody just looked really, really good. I think there's 11 different players who caught a pass. So that's really distributing the football at a high clip. All in all, they did what they needed to do, did exactly what they needed to do, didn't have any injuries that I know about. And so It feels like you're ready to go down to the Rock, where this week it's really going to get amped up. I mean, it's going to be a different vibe in the Rock. And so it's going to be fun to be a part of that too.
Ab's going to be very fun. We can't wait for that. It's going to be awesome. War Memorial Stadium. It's going to be a tremendous
Oh,
atmosphere.
Z. Oh, so we can't forget too Scott Starsick, a 53-yard field goal.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
How
nice.
about that? No pressure on him, Quinn, and he just drilled it. This guy, a freshman. A lot of people are saying, the buzz talk was he's as good or better than Cam Little as a freshman. Wow, Cam was very good as a freshman.
Yeah.
If he's in that class, we've got a phenomenal kicker, and hopefully we have him for 4 years, Quinn.
Yeah, boy, and no doubt about it. It just they're just quietly doing a great job with field goal kickers over the last couple of years, and it seems like Scott. I mean, in his first opportunity, he goes out there and they put. Look, you got to feel comfortable to even put a young guy in that situation, and I mean that's where you try it. I mean, you try it in a real live game where everything is coming at you, and you kick a 53-yard field goal. So when you want to talk about a confidence booster, that's huge.
Yeah, absolutely. Quinn, I'm going to give you a little rundown real
Yeah.
quick. Like to do. We got the ball. We scored pretty quick. 10:03. CJ Brown. We talked about it. You talked about it on the radio broadcast. How special it was coming off the sad loss of his dad. 16-yard touchdown pass from Talon. The drive took 4 minutes and 51 seconds. CJ, congratulations. Huge. 7-0. They get the ball, and as you said, they went down the field. They went 7 plays and 75 yards. Only took them 3:35. They scored quicker than we did, folks. We scored in 4:51. They scored in 3:35. Edwards with a 6-yard touchdown run. That was their tailback. He was pretty good. 7-7. And there was people like, but that was just a small, slight bump in the road. Hogs get it back. The drive stalled. Quinn, I can't remember why it stalled, but Starsick drilled the 53-yarder. I think we had a penalty. And then is that one of them we had? No, we didn't have a sack on that drive. But he drilled the 53-yarder. Hogs went 6 plays, only 33 yards, 10-7 Hogs. Then we really get going. Defense turned up the heat. We started flipping field position strongly in our favor. We go into the second quarter. Raylan Sharp, 35-yard touchdown pass, Quinn. He was wide open. Hogs took control of the game. That only took 9 plays, 75 yards, 2:55 on the clock, 17-7. Still in the second. Jalen Brown, 5-yard touchdown pass, 6 plays, 65 yards. Hogs are humming. Hogs were humming now. Made some long plays in that one, 24-7. Still in the second quarter, right before the half, Omega Blake, 6-yard touchdown catch. Nice to see him get in. He'd made some great catches in the first half. 6 plays, 59 yards in 59 seconds. Hogs went into half 31-7. Ball game was pretty much over. Third quarter, Hogs go down 6 plays, 66 yards in 3:08, 38-7. That was again CJ Brown, this time 14-yard touchdown. That was Talon Green's 6th of the game. And then with 2:53 to go in the third quarter, you talked about our big tight end, Big 81. He got a touchdown, 5 yards, Postka, and that was 12 plays. That was our longest drive, Quinn. 12 plays, 65 yards. We ate a lot of time up on the clock. 45-7. Only score for either team, fourth quarter. Michael Washington, 27-yard touchdown pass from K.J. Jackson.
Yeah.
And 3 plays, 61 yards with Jackson as the quarterback. 3 plays.
He looked good. He looked
He
good.
looked great. 3 plays, 61 yards, Quinn. That was the final. We scored with 13:51 to go. In the fourth, it looked like a game we was going to score 60, maybe 70. Coach kind of pulled the reins back, kind of called the dogs off. We did throw some more passes in the fourth quarter, but we didn't score again. 52-7. Quinn, anything from any of that you want to add on, anything that jumps out at you, or any individuals, offense or defense, that we hadn't talked about that jumped at you?
No, I think I pretty much covered everything that I wanted to talk about. I mean, it was just a very efficient football game. And again, no injuries that I'm aware of. So I think it's now you feel very comfortable about the offense. I think you see that Talon is growing. He's making the necessary jumps that he needs to make. And look, he threw 6 touchdown passes. He only threw 15 last year. And so
wow, that's a good point, Quinn.
So he is a guy that is on pace to, and I told you he's going to have, I said he's going to have a really, really, really good season.
Quinn,
And I
he threw
think
more than 15 last year, didn't he? Didn't he throw more than 15?
15, man. 15 touchdowns. 15 touchdowns is what he threw. 9 picks. 15 touchdowns and 9 picks.
So he's at 6-0.
That's right. That's right. Moving on up is what he's doing. But that's the thing.
We will be singing "Moving On Up," but we won't sing it after Alabama A&M. We probably won't sing it after Arkansas State. But we very well could be singing it if we can go down to Ole Miss and be 3-0. You're not turning into the Razorback Daily to hear about the best commercial subcontractor. So woo pig suey from TCM Enterprises in Fayetteville. TCMEnterprises.com. At Arvest Bank, we've got loans and we've got lines of credit for almost anything. Need to improve your home, consolidate debt, or maybe purchase a new vehicle? Well, then apply online today at arvest.com/loans. That's arvest.com/loans. Equal housing lender. All loans are subject to credit approval. All right, well, Quinn, what a great weekend of college football. That first one's always good, isn't it, Quinn? There's so much excitement in the air. Quinn, before we talk about college football, before we talk about our picks we made, what was it like for you Saturday? You're not 25 years old anymore. You're not 35 anymore. What was it like for you Saturday, driving to campus, parking your Denali that you drive, 2026 Denali? What was it like for you game day walking into that stadium?
Well, it's beautiful. I mean, that Saturday was absolutely gorgeous. And like I said, I park up the hill from the stadium, so I can see the entire stadium. I can see Hogtown. I can listen to the music. I can see people tailgating. And so I'll just sit there and kind of, get there and I'll watch a little TV in the car, watch some of the games, and then listen to the pregame show a little bit. I'll catch you guys doing some of the pregame stuff.
Yeah.
And I spend a little time just kind of prepping, going over notes. But it's the best time of the year, man. I mean, I just absolutely love it. Just I know how giddy you are when it's time for basketball. I mean,
I get giddy about football, though. I get giddy for football.
Yeah, but it's amazing, man. And I love it. I don't always dig the traffic part. Now, I used to, when we were players, we could have the police escort and all that kind of stuff. You didn't have to worry about all that.
Yeah.
But navigating the traffic pattern sometimes can be a little tough after a game. But that's a good thing because that means that people are there. But I love that aspect of it. And then when I get out of my car to get ready to come to the press box, I love just walking down the hill and just, high-fiving people, taking pictures, smiling, laughing, doing all that kind of stuff. It's just really it's kind of like I got my own little hog walk. You just take off and walk down there, and it's so good. People are so excited. You can hear some people talking about what they're going to see. He's going to be great. He's going to be this. He's going to be that. You can just overhear conversations. And so it's cool. And then after the game is over, you get a chance to go by the suites and see people. But football season is awesome in Arkansas, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's a great way to put it. We're bringing on Tara Talmadge. Tara, I know that you had a great time at the football game.
Yeah.
A rundown. What was it like for you arriving on campus, walking around a little bit? What did you do before the game? We know you were on the sideline during the game. Tell us about Tara Talmadge, game 1, Arkansas in Fayetteville.
I mean, I guess before the game, I was just watching the Texas versus Ohio State game, watch College Game Day, just kept it pretty simple. But I had a great time at the Razorbacks game. I was surprised to see Darren McFadden was in the house, so that was nice to get to chat with him a little bit. I'm excited for his jersey to be honored, especially at that A&M game, which is going to be a really good time. Yes. But Anthony Black was also there, Z. So
I got to chat with him. I'm going to get on AB next time I see him. He looked great. He looks, of course, we had him as an 18-year-old, Tara, and you can
Mhm.
see just in the 2.5 years he's been gone, he's growing up. He's changing a little bit.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna get on him because he had on that real expensive, nice clothes, Quinn. We got to get him a hog on. You don't have to have expensive clothes. Get your Razorback on.
He wanted to come back and look sharp for everyone, though.
He did look sharp. Yeah.
So, yeah,
And-
we had a good time.
Well, good. And I got to see and visit for maybe 30 seconds in the lobby of the Brewers complex, Traylon Burks. And so that was
Oh.
nice to run into him there. I got to talk to one of Quinn's offensive linemen in the A-Club tent for a good while, Jim Mabry
Big
from
Mabe.
Little Rock. Yep, had a nice visit with Jim Mabry and his wife. Saw a lot of, Spencer Brown, Hubert Loudermilk. They help us up in the A-Club tent. A lot of folks. Just got to see a lot of former Razorbacks excited just for the new season. And that was great to see. So, well, a lot of great games in college football before we do our picks, Quinn. Everyone talks about Ohio State. But, boy, I think LSU had the win of the weekend. You go to Clemson. I don't know how good they are. But that was a huge win for those guys, Quinn Grovey and Nussmeier. Quinn, he's one of the best in the country.
They were solid. I mean, LSU looked like one of the top teams in the country. There's no doubt about it. I mean, to go into Death Valley, and again, the thing that I always look at, and you've heard me say it time and time again, returning coordinators and returning quarterbacks. This was a matchup of two of those guys that are in that same situation, two of the best, two that they're considering like could be top choices in the NFL draft. And so to win that football game down there, man, that is huge. That is huge for LSU. Definitely huge for Brian Kelly to not lose another opener. So that breathed life into his whole situation over there, and giving those LSU fans hope that this might be a really, really good season for them.
Hopefully they go 6-6. All right, Tara, what we got?
Well, we started off our picks with the Texas versus Ohio State game, and Ohio State was favored 1.5 when we picked it. And so Ohio State ended up winning 14-7. That was a good game. I don't know how much you guys got to watch, because I know y'all have to get to the stadium.
I watched
pretty
most
early.
of the first half in the A-Club tent, but I didn't see any of the second half.
What'd you think about Arch?
Well, Quinn may not have picked this correct, the game, but he did. He looks pretty good on the quarterback pick. I think I'll always remember Laura Rutledge's face when you said that he looked like Jimmy Clausen. And I'll never forget Laura's face on that remark. But he was a little Jimmy Clausen-ish on Saturday, Quinn.
Yeah, he was. And I'm going to tell you, the only reason I even picked Texas is because I felt bad about what I said about Jimmy Clausen to Laura. I tried it. I would have never, ever picked Texas to win that football game. I did it because I was like, I wouldn't have picked. No way. You hear me every time I hear you. We talk about Texas being ranked number 1. I'm like, how does that happen?
I get that.
Oh yeah, you feel Texas.
We were talking about how Ohio State had a lot to replace, and then they had new coordinators, and nope, you still would have picked Texas.
But I felt bad. I really do. And generally when I'm trying to win something, I don't care. I won't feel bad. But I felt bad about that. And
When he struggled, did you get to see him much?
Yeah.
What did you think about his game? He's just a runner. He's a runner. He can't throw.
That's a tough environment to go into, though. I will say you're playing against the defending national champion. You wasn't playing against Morehouse State, or anything like that. You're on the road, your first road start. All the pressure, all the hype. The defensive coordinator for Ohio State is an NFL guy that's played against your uncle, both your uncles. And he's going to design some exotic stuff. He's not going to do, a lot of that basic college stuff. He's going to give you a bunch of stuff to think about. And so they confused him. They put him in a bad spot a lot of times. So I'm not going to like throw the baby out with the bathwater, on Arch. But again, that's just, I think
I've never heard that saying.
Bad saying.
I've never heard that before.
But you're right. He did have a very tough opponent to go to the shoe. That was tough chore for that young man. I'm assuming he throws it a lot better than he was showed. He just didn't have much time either. And so there's some questions on Texas's line. They've got a tough schedule. it'll be interesting what Texas does too.
All right, the next game we picked was Alabama versus Florida State. This was the surprising one of the weekend. I mean, I didn't expect them to lose that game, much less lose it 31-17 to Florida State.
Yeah, that's
Ken said before the game he couldn't lose that game.
Yeah. and you're starting to see. I mean, the very first topic on all sports talk shows is Kalen DeBoer the right guy. Now, I'm not a guy that ever calls for anybody's job. I mean, I don't get down like that. But on social media, there was a lot of stuff that, like, I saw this one video, and it had a picture of Nick Saban in his coaching uniform and all his shirt and all that stuff, and it's like, "Baby, come back."
Yeah.
and so
great song, by the way. I don't remember if it's Commodores or somebody. Great song.
But he's gonna, I mean, like, the pressure is going to mount big time simply because that's where Nick lives. That's where Nick is. You know how easy he's got an office there. I mean, so I'm just saying, man. Woo, boy.
That's a problem for him. Florida State went 2-10 last year. You know, Nebraska had a great coach, Tom Osborne, nowhere in the class of Nick Saban. Didn't win near as many national championships as Nick Saban. But when he retired, his longtime assistant got that job, Quinn. Frank Solich. And he was going like 10-2, 10-2, Tara, and they fired him. He said, "You're not good enough." And he replaced, and he did very well. And as soon as they fired Frank Solich, Nebraska nosedived that they've never recovered from. Never recovered.
Let me give you, you know how I like to give comps, like I did with, not a compliment, but comparisons.
Okay.
Like Arch Manning, I said Jimmy Clausen. Kalen DeBoer is going to be in a situation like Bill Snyder in Kansas State. You know, Bill Snyder retired.
Yeah.
Kansas State kind of went into a little funk.
Yeah.
Bill Snyder, they brought him back.
Came back.
Yeah, I know Paul Feinbaum. He's talking about, Nick will never come back and all that kind of stuff. Alabama don't like to lose. They don't like to be in that situation. I promise you. And so,
no.
If you don't think people are talking to him right now, you're crazy.
Yeah. At what point do you think he's just like, all right, I'm done letting someone else do this?
That'd be great for college football if he came back.
But here's the deal. This is our luck. We hadn't played. Alabama's not been on our schedule last year, and they're not going to be on it this year. He'll come back, and then they'll be on our schedule for another 17 years in a row.
I hope not. I hope not.
All right, next game was LSU versus Clemson. You guys talked a little bit about that one. Clemson was 3.5-point favorites, and LSU won that game 17-10. Anything else y'all want to add about that matchup?
We all got that one right, but it came right down to the wire. It was a great game.
Yeah, that was. And then the other game was Virginia Tech versus South Carolina, which Z changed his mind on about last second.
Because my buddy Whit Babcock, the AD, got beat. I took a loss.
Yeah. South Carolina was 7.5-point favorites, and South Carolina won that one 24-11.
Not to pick on anybody, Virginia Tech's quarterback, he struggled. He struggled, man. He struggled. My goodness. But Quinn, how good is South Carolina? I thought they looked pretty good.
Look, Lenore Sellers, he is starting to put himself in that conversation. I know it's 1 week, but you can see him starting to evolve. Last year, down the stretch, he was really good. I thought this year in this game, his deep ball game was a little bit better. And he's just a big machine. The dude's a freak. He's a freak. And so he can run it. You talk about a 6'3" guy that's over 230 pounds that can run 4.3. That's unfair. And he's going to put South Carolina in a really good spot if they continue to play this way. Nobody's talking about him right now, and nobody's talking about him as a Heisman candidate. But if he can keep the train on the tracks, look out.
Yeah.
And then the last one we picked was Notre Dame, 2.5-point favorites versus Miami. Miami actually won that one. Your convicts, they won that one, 27-24.
Quinn said no convicts no more. They're all nice guys.
That number 4 on their defensive front is not a nice guy.
He's a mean. He looked like one of the old school Leon Searcy era, tough, hard nosed man. Absolutely. And they had a couple. I like some of their couple of their D backs too, but Quinn, you got to tell us early thoughts of Notre Dame, a team that was great last year. The quarterback struggled. He did play pretty good at the end. Their offensive line was, to me, just okay. And again, not an easy place to play at Miami.
Yeah.
It's a long ways off into September. What do you think about Notre Dame, Quinn?
Notre Dame's defense is going to be solid. I mean, it's solid. Very, very good. I just thought Notre Dame didn't run their running back enough. I thought number 4.
Who was he at in the first half? Love.
They didn't run him. And he's a guy that I don't know why he's trying to jump over everybody either. I mean,
he tried to hurdle 3 times, I think.
You got to be kidding me. Run them over. And so, but they're going to be good. There is no doubt about it. I mean, they threw a bunch of bubble screens, tunnel screens. They got a little wide receiver out there, the little number 6, who's very, very fast, very shifty. But they fought hard to get back in that game on the road in a tough environment. And so that says a lot to me about that. And we talked about the College Football Playoff Committee and how they're not going to punish you for playing big games like that. So we'll see if that's the case. They played in the national championship after losing to Northern Illinois last year. So I think they're still in a good spot. They're going to be big time, and that's going to be a big, big game in Fayetteville. One we can win.
Absolutely we can win.
Yeah.
But Tara, it's going to be a huge game. It would have been, hopefully we still are undefeated at that time. We don't know yet. We got to win 3 more games, but it'd have been nice 4-0 Arkansas, 4-0 and Notre Dame. Does it matter at all? What's your thoughts on that?
I don't think this changes the fact that people are still going to be really excited about this game, especially depending on how Arkansas continues to play moving forward. So I think that's still going to be a really fun matchup. And like you said, I mean, they can win that game.
Yeah.
So it'll be a good time. My whole thing with that, I can't believe Notre Dame didn't get the ball off at the end of the game. They didn't even give themselves a chance.
He was just going to get sacked again.
That was a huge sack. They only needed like 25 yards at one point to get in there. That kid can kick.
Yeah.
Transfer from North Carolina.
They ate up. Well, too, when they were hurrying up, they would not snap the dang ball. I mean, it was just like, I felt like they let probably 10 seconds go just getting people lined up and, clapping and just you got to go. So I think that'll be something that they'll work on. But you're right. With the way things are going in football, these kickers are kicking the ball a long, long, long way now. And so
if they change the football up a little bit, Quinn, do you think there's any difference in the college football?
I hadn't heard of any changes. We've heard about changes in baseball bats. We've heard of changes about coils and baseballs and all this kind of stuff. But I hadn't heard of any changes in a football. I just think the fact that these guys are kicking more, they're kicking earlier in life. And, I mean, everybody's doing everything earlier, which is making them better. And so that's always an option. But they didn't get that chance. And but they're going to come in here and they'll be fired up. It's going to be a great game. I hope we're 4-0, boy.
Yeah.
It's going to be electric.
That'd be nice.
Well, in case anyone was wondering, Alabama and Texas are now at the bottom of the SEC rankings right now.
Wow.
They might stay there. I hope the Longhorns stay there. No offense.
Well, they got a lot of talent. They got a lot of talent.
They do.
They just got to work on they got to get the quarterback. Sarkisian got to put the quarterback in a better spot. So.
Is this going to be a 2-horse race, me and you in this picks? Or
wait.
Oh,
what was I?
Okay,
I was 2 and 3, right? 2 and 3.
You were 2 and 3.
Yes. And y'all what? 3 and 2?
4 and 1.
Oh. Okay.
The only game I lost was the Miami Notre Dame game. And then I think the only game Z lost was the Virginia Tech South Carolina game.
Oh, okay. All right.
Hey, Quinn, he's going to be fired up.
Hey.
He's going to be fired up. He's going to be fired up, boy. He's going to be coming at us.
See, I should have let my feelings for Arch Manning get me right there. At least would have been 1 game back. Don't pick Texas over Ohio State, man.
Thank you, Arch. I already looked at next week's picks. 7 games. We're only going to pick 5. You want to pick 5. You can scratch whatever you want to scratch. But there's week 2's usually got no great games. We was talking to Bart Pullman. We ate lunch with Bart Pullman and Jason Carroll. Great to see those guys on Monday. But as Bart said, usually week 2, there's not any good games. And there's like 7 really pretty good games, like the Michigan-Oklahoma game, Kansas, Missouri. Maybe you may not consider that a great game, but Iowa State. There's some interesting ones. We're going to send them to you, Quinn, and then you can scratch whatever two you don't want.
See, Quinn, remember how you were commissioner of the fantasy draft? Z has now named himself the commissioner of our pick'ems. And once again, there was no vote.
I was wondering, how in the world is he taking over the damn pick? Okay, all right. That's cool. I don't want to do it. But,
Yeah.
cool. Well, all right, Z and Tara, that's how we'll wrap up this edition of the Razorback Daily, a sport and story production. I'm Quinn Grovey alongside my man, Matt Zimmerman, and we'll talk tomorrow.